Well, hello and welcome out to Coral Seymour Memorial Park. You're listening to the Chinooks broadcast of the game. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks facing off against the Peninsula Oilers for the third time on the road. They'll have two games tomorrow and one on Sunday as well. My name is Josh Say. I'm joined with Wyatt Wewell, and we'll be your broadcasters today. Wyatt helping me out today. You'll see all his handiwork, not necessarily his voice. At some point, we're trying to get him on this summer, but he'll put up the standings real quick as that'll show you a little bit from him. Your standings so far in the ABL, it's Anchorage Bucks that are in the lead at 7-2. Anchorage Glacier Pilots in second place at 3-3. Their game got canceled tonight, suspended to I believe the 22nd for a doubleheader with the Pilots, between the Pilots and the Miners. The Miners are in third place at 4-5. Have played 9 games, split the doubleheader yesterday with the Bucks, and then the Chinooks were 1-4 coming down here and have picked up two back-to-back wins against the Peninsula Oilers and sent them 2-5 in last place. Right now, the Chinooks 3-4. Thank you, Wyatt, for putting that up there for us. The starting lineup for the Chinooks: Jess Davis leading off in center field, batting second Mason Corbett at third base, Hayden Keller in the designated hitter in the 3 spot. Behind him is Ethan English at first base, batting fourth. Batting fifth is the shortstop Tate Fullerton, the right fielder Brandon Cody in the 6 hole. Jay Collins, the catcher, batting seventh. Patty McCormick getting the start as the second baseman in the 8 spot, and cleaning up the lineup, the left fielder Trevor Cho. Jake Adams out on the mound for the Oilers, and so far he's got a 2-0 record. The only player on the team for the Oilers who has a win so far this season, and he's got 2 of them, as they do come in at 2-5. So when Adams pitches, the Oilers do really well. He's only thrown 4 2/3 innings, however, which means he's been relieved at different times or come in relief to begin. Adams a 193 earned run average, give it up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. 8 walks against him, and that's the most on the team by 1. Reardon, who we saw a few games ago, is with 7. Ball 1 is off the plate to Jess Davis, coming out of the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Jake Adams, coming from Bethany, Oklahoma. The pitch there, 1-1 count as a strike hits the outside corner. He's a freshman at Kansas. Both him and Skylar Messenger, the shortstop for the Oilers, coming out of Kansas University. Next pitch, check swing, did not go around. The appeal down the line to Silas Dadron is not saying that he did not go around. 2-1 count. Advantage count for Jess Davis. Poked in foul territory, and third baseman going to go over, and he'll make the grab for out number 1 in foul territory. Put out by Victor Carlino. As the Oilers moving around some guys. So the first out made on the fly out in foul territory from Jess Davis. Mason Corbett up next, the third baseman for the Chinooks. Comes in at a 263 average. And ball 1 is off the plate. We'll see Zach Sundine for the Chinooks in the bottom of this inning on the mound. And cap to the third baseman again. Carlino fields it. The throw to first. And out number 2 made. Hayden Keller, designated hitter, will come up next. Just jammed him on an inside pitch. Hayden Keller up next. And Keller comes in as the second best average in the AVL at 379. Only player better is on the Oilers. And that's Camden Vasquez. We'll see him to lead off the next inning. Or next bottom half of the inning, excuse me. First pitch here is low and away on the fastball from Adams. Keller, 11 hits, picked up 2 yesterday. Has the most RBIs as well with 7, and that's a strike on the inside part of the plate. Ball was carrying out for both teams in batting practice. Hayden Keller, the only home run on the team for the Chinooks. Can he put one out here and put the Chinooks up by a run? Big swing and a miss out in front, and that'll be a 1-2 count, advantage to Adams. We haven't seen his off-speed just yet, but he might try and save it for another inning if he can get a 4-pitch out here. And he will on the strikeout, pinch the outside corner with the fastball. Just like that, 3 up, 3 down, go the Chinooks. It'll be the bottom of the first that we're going into And Ethan English will have to wait his turn for the next inning. We'll give you the starting lineups in a moment for the Peninsula Oilers. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Zach Sundine in to pitch for the Chinooks, and he'll start this game, making his third start. Still looking for his first win. Pitched 5 innings in his last start. Did very well. No runs given up. So far, he's given up 6 hits in 7 innings. 2 runs, both earned. That was in Game 1 against the Miners. 10 strikeouts for him. He's in second place in strikeouts in the league with 10. Most on the team here for the Chinooks. Right behind him is Tyler O'Clair with 8. Sundine also working a 257 earned run average through the most innings on the team. Starting lineup for the Peninsula Oilers, Camden Vasquez, the left fielder, leading off. Bobby Goodlow, the designated hitter, batting second. Calvin Ferris, the right fielder, batting third. Behind him, Skylar Messenger, the shortstop, in the cleanup spot. Victor Carlino batting fifth as the third baseman. Jonathan Villa, the catcher, batting sixth. Giancarlo Servine getting the start at first base today. Ethan Patrick, the starter, at second in the eighth hole. And Paul Stephenson in center field cleaning up the lineup. Chinooks went 3 up, 3 down offensively in the first. Now in the bottom of the first inning, the Oilers trying to produce some runners here on base. First pitch is strike one at the lower third of the strike zone. Defensively, Trevor Cho in left field. In center is Jess Davis, right fielder Brandon Cody. The next pitch, and inside, 1-1 count. Mason Corbett at third base, the shortstop Pate Fullerton. Second baseman Patty McCormick, and Ethan English at first base. Behind the plate, Jake Collins. Laced down the left field line, foul right off of the netting in the bullpen behind the beer garden. The 1-2 pitch. Chop to the left side. Corbett in and out of his glove. Was going to be a tough play, and that will likely go as a hit. Pate Fullerton was on it, and we've seen that play a couple times with McCormick reaching for it. The third baseman for the Chinooks has reached, and Fullerton and McCormick talking about it here. And that will go as a hit for Camden Vasquez. It was going to be a tough play anyways with his speed. So 1 hit now off Sundine. Delivery home. Bunt shown. Pulled back. Ball off the plate. Ball 1. Got to give a shout out to Sundine's family, who corrected me when I was saying hit Sundine, and rightfully so. I apologize for that to Sundine's grandparents. And that'll be a strike on the outside part of the plate. Bobby Goodlow taking all the way. Sundine coming out of Aurora, Colorado. 5'10", 165 senior just finished up at MSU Denver. Excuse me, will finish up his next year at MSU Denver. Delivery home. Bunted up in the air. Going to go foul out of reach of Mason Corbett. And so Goodlow, who had the RBI single yesterday, plated the only run in the 4-1 win for the Chinooks. He is behind in the count now. Goodlow, a sophomore at TCU. Freshman at TCU. Coming out of Fort Worth, Texas. Delivery home in the dirt. Jake Collins, good block, keeps it in front. And Camden Vasquez stays put. Vasquez, the highest average on the team at 440. He sees that climbing here in 26 at-bats. He has 12 hits. has stolen one base, not been caught stealing. Laced foul on the third base line. Good decision by Bobby Goodlow just to chop at that one. It looked like it was going to be strike 3 on the corner. Big delivery off the end of the bat and in and out past the glove of the diving attempt by Pate Fullerton at shortstop. And so that's back-to-back hits now. Bobby Goodlow producing there. Likely a bunt scenario for Calvin Ferris with runners on first and second here for the Oilers.
Number 17, Calvin Ferris.
Ferris came in yesterday and pinch hit in the in the eighth. No, it was the ninth. I apologize. And he had a single to right field between first and second. Bunt shown, laid down. Collins picks it up. Throw to first base, and he's out at first. It was right in front of home plate. It would have been a close play. Mason Corbett went to third, but you got to get an out in that scenario. Skylar Messenger, shortstop, up next.
Now batting the shortstop from Kansas, number 22, Skylar Messenger.
Messenger coming out of the same school as Jake Adams, as we mentioned earlier, Kansas University. And the curveball on the outside part of the plate. Good pitch to the shortstop Messenger. Oilers knocking on the door here. 2 hits in the inning. Bobby Goodlow and Camden Vasquez out at second and third. Next pitch from Sundine. And off the plate, ball 1. First base is open, and Victor Carlino, the third baseman, on deck as a left-handed hitter. Deep breath from Sundine. He begins his windup and the pitch. Pops it up on the right side. It's going to go out of play. Good job by Sundine. He's ahead in the count here. Got 8 strikeouts in his last appearance in those 5 innings. Big pitch coming. Curveball off the plate, 2-2 count. Well, Sundine's curveball just falls right off the table. Large break. Corbett is even with the bag here. Couple shakes from Sundine. Time called for Messenger. We'll reset, regroup. Oilers yesterday left 10 guys on base for 2 straight games in a row. Had the bases loaded twice yesterday, just couldn't produce. In the dirt, good job by Collins, a full count awaiting. Well, you're not hurt necessarily if you walk Messenger here. Victor Carlino on deck. You could get a ground ball double play to get out of it. Ethan English playing in at first base as well. The payoff pitch awaiting. And time called again from Messenger. Delivery in the dirt. Blocked by Jake Collins. The check, the throw to first. And that'll be a big strikeout there. As everybody will stay put. Victor Carlino will come up next and 2 outs. Swinging strikeout to get Messenger. Can the Chinooks avoid problems here in the first inning? On 2 weak ground balls one weak ground ball from Vasquez that it just tips in and out of the glove of Mason Corbett on his reach in the hole. And then a jammed base hit up the middle, just out of reach, and perfectly placed by Bobby Goodlow. The pitch. And strike 1 hits the lower third of the strike zone. And now Carlino has some words with the home plate umpire, shaking his head. And that pitch just missing off the corner. 1-1 count. Fans continuing to pile in here. Out in front, good job by Collins. Keeps it in front in the dirt. And a 1-2 count. Big pitch coming for Zach Sundine. One pitch away from getting out of the inning unharmed. Already has one strikeout. Can he make it two for back-to-back to end the inning? Wind up and the pitch. Tapped back to Sundine into his glove. He'll flip it to first base, and Sundine gets out of the inning. First two runners reach, but they're both stranded to end it. Goodlow and Vasquez with singles. When we come back, it's Ethan English, Pate Fullerton, and Brandon Cody for the top of the second inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, Ethan English will lead off the top of the second now as he steps in. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, Chinooks Radio, please hit the red button and the bell icon next to it if you want to get notified when we play. It'll do that easily for you. Curveball is low for ball one from Jake Adams. 3-3 down went the Chinooks in the first inning. They avoid giving up runs in the bottom of the inning. The Oilers get two guys on, but big strikeout for Zach Sundine gets him through it with one out and runners on second and third. Ethan English averaging 1.5 doubles in his last two games, and he's working a 3-0 count here as it's been two curveballs low and a fastball missing up. Ethan English has a hit in all but one of the 6 games he has played in. In his last 2 games now, he has 2 hits. He also got hit by a pitch in the first 2 games against the Oilers, and he walks here on 4 straight pitches. Pate Fullerton up next. First walk and base runner for the Chinooks. And it's been 1 run in this inning, the last 2 games, that the Chinooks have been able to take the lead in. Can they do so here? Keep the streak going. Fullerton asking for time, and he'll step in now. First pitch. Swung on, and it'll be fouled directly back. Good swing from Fullerton. A little late, and we saw him hit a RBI double down the right field line that brought in a run in game 1. He'll take ball 1 off the plate. 1-1 count. Brandon Cody moving up on deck. Big pitch awaiting. Might see a curveball. Pops it up and out of play over the third base dugout. 1-2 count. Behind in the count here. Ethan English, we have not seen him steal a base or have a base attempt in this summer so far. Pickoff attempt over, safely sliding in. Chinooks rocking the red jerseys with gray pants, navy helmets, and navy lettering and numbering on the backs. while the Oilers have all whites on today. And strike three, paints the inside part of the plate. Ought to be the second strikeout today as Fullerton looks at it.
Now batting for the Chinooks, number 7.
And one out in the inning as Ethan stays put at first. Cody up next. He had an RBI triple, or excuse me, led off an inning with a triple into right field and came around to score on the next batter. Off the plate, squeaks away. Ethan English will move up to second base. And Villa will pick it up behind the plate as there's a curveball that just got through his legs. Jake Collins on deck. Double play, most likely not going to be turned now, and a base hit from Cody could bring in the first run of the ballgame. 2 hits for the Oilers, none for the Chinooks. Both teams had 6 yesterday. Inside, ball 2 to Cody. Dalton Smith, the assistant coach down the third base side. First base is Sam Potter. First time we haven't seen head coach John Groth down that third base line. He'll be giving signs from the dugout tonight. Big 2-0 pitch awaiting. Swung on, foul tip directly back behind home plate. It's a high pitch. Might have been ball 3, but not going to penalize Brandon Cody for swinging at a pitch chest level, just trying to drive it. We've seen him get a hold of one back at Lee Jordan Field, the home field for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, and he smashed one hopping the wall in left field. Crushes it to right field. That's going to be going back. Ethan English will be tailing around, and one hops off the wall. Brandon Cody going to stay at second base with the RBI double that hits the bottom half of the right field wall. 1 run is in, and for the 3rd straight game in a row, the Chinooks have scored in the 2nd inning. That's a big swing by Brandon Cody. Just gets all of it and shows the power off to right field. Got into a fastball that Jake Adams placed on the right side of the plate, and now to bring up Jake Collins, who had the RBI single with 2 outs in the 2nd inning yesterday. Brought in the first run. His first pitch from Jake Adams. He's late with the swing, but a good pitch at the top of the strike zone from Adams. Ethan English scoring the first run today. Just having a great series here on the road. Next pitch is low in the dirt. Villa slides over and will scoop it up. Chinooks would like to break the current streak of just having 1 run in the 2nd inning for the first 3 games. They'd like to maybe add another. Off speed, it misses off the plate. Villa catching it low, and a 2-1 count awaiting. Patty McCormick on deck. Jake Collins, the catcher and outfielder. We've seen him for both for the Chinooks. He's coming out of Littleton, Colorado in his sophomore year out of Minot State University. Big swing there and a 2-2 count. Third baseman Victor Carlino was shading towards the third base side. Now he'll go back and leave that line a little open. Left fielder as well, Camden Vasquez, going to move over and a few steps in. And that's going to be strike 3. Jake Collins knew it as he takes looking. 3rd strikeout on the day for Jake Adams. Patty McCormick up next. Trevor Cho moves on deck as the 8 and 9 holes. Patty McCormick, a 111 average coming in. He's played in now his 6th game. This will be his 10th at bat. He has 1 hit in 9 at bats coming in. Looking for a big second. First pitch popped up and play.
Ball brought to you by Michael and Diana Tice.
Jake Adams, since giving up that run, is working quick here. Off the plate, good job by Villa sliding over to make the grab. 1-1 count awaiting here with 2 outs in the inning. Brandon Cody at second base with the RBI double. And watch your lips, as that's going to squeak away. And Brandon Cody moves up on deck. Patty McCormick had to move out of the way of it. It was thrown up and in, just a fastball that ran away from Jake Adams, and that's going to go as a wild pitch. 2 hits for the Oilers, both in the first inning, and 1 for the Chinooks. It was a big double by Brandon Cody, who moves up there to third base. Played at Ethan English, who led off with a walk and moved up to second base on a pass ball. That was the 6th run scored by Ethan English. And a check swing, 2-2 count. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let's check this out. How many runs has Ethan English scored in this series? He has scored 5 of his 6 here in this one, and that's going to miss inside. Full count awaiting. Servine heading back to the dugout. Thought it was strike 3. Had 3 in game 1, 1 in game 2, and 1 after that. Cap foul to the dugout, the third base side. Coach Groth moving out of the way of it. He's filming Patty McCormick from the dugout. Just wants to make sure he gets some film on Patty. He's doing it for many of the hitters, but he has to put the camera down for a moment. Big 3-2 pitch awaiting. And inside, that's ball 4. McCormick will head down to first base, and runners will be on the corners for the 9-hole Trevor Cho. Cho looking for his first base hit here in the ABL. He scored 2 runs and has walked 4 times. Only 8 at bats for him. Runners on the corners. No one warming up in the bullpen. Here in the second inning, 1-0. The Chinooks leading. Jess Davis on deck. Flew out in foul territory to the third baseman Carlino in the first inning. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Good take from Trevor Cho. Trevor Cho coming out of Mequon, Wisconsin, 5'10", 170 senior at Wisconsin Whitewater. And that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 count, 2 outs. And Dalton Smith giving signs. Off the plate, 2-1. Well, you definitely want to get this insurance run in if you can. Especially with the 1-0 lead. Try not to leave any runners on base here. Next pitch is off the plate, 3-1. In jeopardy of walking to keep the bases loaded, to push the bases loaded for the leadoff Jess Davis, who'd like to get a crack at it. In his only time coming up with the bases loaded, he had a single up the middle that brought in 2 runs. Pops it up and out of play. That'll be a full count about, as Patty McCormick will be running on the next pitch. Can Trevor Cho produce his first hit in a big situation? Saw him hit one out in batting practice. Ball is carrying today. You saw it from Brandon Cody's, who already has power today. He's just smashed one off the bottom of the right center wall. And McCormick will not have Servine holding him at first base. The pitch home. And ball 4. Trevor Cho will draw his 5th walk and load the bases for Jess Davis. The inning continues. Third walk in the inning, an RBI double by Brandon Cody. And that'll force a meeting on the mound. We'll pause here for a moment and be back in just a second. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. But come to think of it, Jess Davis has actually had two situations here in the last 2 days where the bases have been loaded this season. He had the single up the middle that scored 2 runs, but he also swung with the bases loaded, 1 out, and with a 3-0 count. He elected to swing, hit it into a double play to end the inning. Chops one to the right side. Servine on it, and he'll step on first base. The Chinooks will strand the bases loaded, but do pick up a run. It's 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. Sundyne and the Chinooks defense coming back out. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. And we're back for the bottom of the second. Chinooks scrap a run across off the walk from Ethan English, and he's brought in on the RBI double from Brandon Cody to lead off the inning. But the Chinooks unable with the bases loaded to bring in another insurance run. They've got 1 hit to the 2 of the Oilers, and it'll be Jonathan Villa to lead off the inning with Giancarlo Servine and Ethan Patrick, the next 3 batters up. First pitch to the catcher is going to skip away off the plate, ball 1. Well, people say history doesn't repeat itself, but the Chinooks have been able to squeak across a run in every single game down here in the second inning. Ball misses low. 2-0 count. Sundyne getting the pitch he wants and the delivery. Cap to the third base side. Mason Corbett on it. Sets his feet to throw to first. Nice and easy. Out number 1. 2-0 pitch just catches Villa off the outside of his bat, and he swings a little early. Just one hopper. Takes a candy hop into the glove of Mason Corbett.
Now batting the first baseman from Texas A&M, number 21, Giancarlo Servine.
Servine coming out of Texas A&M Kingsville. Different than that of Texas A&M, the Division I school out in College Station. And Sundyne was ready to go. The home plate umpire saying no, that'll go as a no pitch. Servine was just now stepping in. Texas A&M Kingsville, the Division II school. Off speed, strike 1. In that no pitch, it was a fastball from Sundyne, and he went with the curveball there. And a big swing. That'll be an 0-2 count here with 1 out to Servine. 1-0 the score. First out was a ground out to third base. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Second strikeout, and a quick work there, as it's the first strikeout looking for the Oilers tonight. Servine goes down looking. Ethan Patrick, the second baseman, up next. Can the Chinooks get a 3-up, 3-down inning? First pitch to Ethan Patrick misses upstairs. Patrick, in yesterday's game, he was the 2-hole. Now today he finds himself in the 8th spot. And once again, Sundyne will have to step off as the home plate umpire wasn't ready for it. And he's going to give the point now for Ethan Patrick, who had stepped out a little late. Missing low 2-0. Patrick hit by pitch in the first yesterday and went 0 for 4 after that. 3 flyouts, a bunt flyout in the fifth, and a ground out the inning after. Just over the beer garden, as fans were raising their hands to try and catch the line drive. 2-1 count, 2 outs. And that'll actually hit Ethan Patrick for his first at bat. Second time that he has reached with a hit by pitch in this series. He'll wear it right off the elbow and shake hands with his first base coach. That didn't feel too good, but Paul Stephenson, the center fielder, up next.
Paul Stephenson.
So the hit by pitch puts a runner on. In the first, it was 2 singles. Vasquez and Goodlow. Vasquez waiting on deck. Stephenson, a 286 hitter. Sundyne going to have to step off. Not sure what it was this time, as the the umpire just comes out to call time, and everyone was ready to go. Delivery home. Popped up and out of play on the first base side. Paul Stephenson against the Chinooks in the first 3 games has had 11 at-bats, but in the 2 games down here on his home turf, he's had 6 at-bats, 1 hit, and that was in game 1. 1 run scored off the plate. Strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Good job by Sundyne. Can he get one more out of the 9-hole center fielder? Runner at first, Ethan Patrick, wore one off of his elbow. He's down there, still shaking his elbow out. Not taking off here, and the fastball misses upstairs. Ball 1. Good miss from Sundyne. Sundyne, 5 days of rest. Delivery, and Jake Collins will pick it up, throw to second base. The tag down, and he's going to be out at second. Ethan Patrick tried to slide in, and now he's going to argue with Silas Dadrin, saying he slid around it. Good job by Jake Collins to throw down. It was definitely a close play. He might have gotten the hand in there, but the tag was laid down by Patty McCormick for the third out. So Paul Stephenson will end up leading off the next inning, and now the head coach, Kyle Brown, is out to argue with the umpire behind home. I'm not sure what the appeal is going to be, and I guess you go over and check with the first base umpire if his hand got in there, but umpire out at second base had a good look at it. The other question is, did the ball hit Paul Stephenson? He says it did, and it's not going to go that way. So unfortunately for the Oilers, I thought the ball, honestly, I couldn't tell if it hit him. The ball didn't ricochet any other way. Jake Collins didn't make a action like it hit off of him. He didn't pause for a moment. He actually threw it straight to second. So I don't think Collins thought it hit him, but Paul Stephenson definitely did, and he'll have to lead off the next inning as the Chinooks luck out by throwing out a runner. That is the second time in this series a runner's been thrown out. We'll pause here for a moment. 1-0 when we come back for the top of the third inning. We are back and ready to go. Mason Corbett grounded out in his first at bat to the third baseman, and he's up for a second time here in the third inning. Ball one way out from Jake Adams. Jake Adams, 3 walks last inning, 1 hit, and 2 big strikeouts, 1 run given up. That has left the Chinooks with the 1-0 lead. And that's scooped up in the dirt all the way to the backstop. Hayden Keller over to get it. On deck is the 2 spot in this inning, the 3 hole in the game. Big 2-0 pitch awaiting for Mason Corbett. And that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Good take from Mason Corbett. Next pitch is off the plate, 3-1. Can the Chinooks put a runner on base with a walk here? Mason Corbett has a walk in every single game that he has played in. Can he pick it up early on in this one? The big pitch coming from Jake Adams. Strike 2. Full count awaiting. Wind up from Adams, the big pitch. And ball 4. So he will pick up the walk. And we'll lead off the inning going down to first base.
Now batting number 12, Hayden Keller.
Hayden Keller up next. Struck out swinging to end the first inning. Corbett and Keller with speed. Balls have to be hit hard to turn a double play. Bunt shown. Pulled back on the inside pitch that misses low and inside. Signs being given here from Dalton Smith, the assistant coach, on the third base line. Quick meeting by Villa out here on the mound. No one brewing in the bullpen for the Oilers. Ethan English walked in his first at bat. He's on deck and came around to score last inning. It was 7 batters last inning. But the Chinooks can only get 1 run across. Stranded, the bases loaded. Big lead by Corbett at first. The big pitch. 1-1 count as the next pitch next pitch hits the outside corner. Hayden Keller, as Corbett slides back into first. Keller hasn't hit in all but 1 game this season, and in 4 of the 7 games so far, he has at least 2 hits. A couple, he has 3. Jake Adams coming set. Hit hard to right field. That's a base hit. They're going to keep Corbett out at second, and he'll be safely going back in. Skylar Messenger tried to chase him down out there, but runners on first and second. First hit for Hayden Keller, who just continues to thrive in this environment. Ethan English up next, and that boy was born to play baseball. 12 hits. Came in second highest average in the league. And you can make the case as well for Camden Vasquez. That guy's born to play baseball. He led off the game with a single, and he's got the highest batting average in this league right now. First pitch swinging, chases it high for strike 1. Vasquez a 440 average, and that's climbing up with the his first at bat single. We'll see him next inning. 1-0 the lead. Runners on first and second. Next pitch here to English. Curveball catches him out in front. English going to have to battle here. Keller at first base. Pate Fullerton on deck. Struck out looking in his first at bat. Adams looking for a big out here. If he works curveball in the outside corner, may get a swing out of Ethan English. That's when we've seen English struggle the most. And misses just off the plate, ball 1. It was a good pitch, just a little low. Adams coming set. Corbett at second, Keller at first. Check swing did not go around. The appeal to first base, he did not. So a 2-2 count, no outs in this inning. A big at bat from Ethan English awaiting. Mentioned it earlier, he's averaging 1.5 doubles per game in these last 2 ball games. He's had 3. Curveball smashed to left field. If that's fair, it's gone. It's going to be way up there, and it just goes foul. Ethan English getting all of that one. But it ends up just tailing foul at the last second. Would have been a 3-run home run and put the Chinooks up by 4. Good break for Jake Adams as it just goes as a long foul ball. Next pitch from Adams. And he'll just step off of the mound. Second baseman came in hard. Ethan Patrick ready for a pickoff move and just stood there at second base waiting for him to step off. Curveball hit on a line drive. And that's going to be an out on the transfer. Messenger had an opportunity to turn the double play, and that goes as a line out to shortstop for the first out in the inning. Good play by Skylar Messenger. Couldn't get it out to try and throw and double up Mason Corbett. He took a hard step to his right, a big secondary as well. And so the Chinooks actually luck out in that scenario as well. Pate Fullerton up next, looking for a big base hit. Ball 1 is off the plate. So Fullerton as it misses high. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing. Fullerton pulling out a little to right field, but it'll be strike 1. Big gap between left center if a Chinook can put one there. Brandon Cody on deck. Brought in the first run and only run in the ballgame so far, back in the second. Corbett takes off, and it's foul tipped. Got a great jump, but now runners will have to retreat. Hayden Keller took off for second later as well as he saw Corbett had taken off. A 1-2 count awaiting, and 1 out. That's one where you might want to just take your luck with 2 strikes against you. Corbett, a great jump. Fullerton looking for a big base hit. Can he get it? Inside move by Adams as he steps off and clears the rubber. Payoff pitch squeaks away. Runners will be moving up, and they will as that's a pass ball. Now Fullerton can hit a ground ball and try and put one through with a 2-2 count and 1 out. Runners on second and third. Keller moves up to second as Mason Corbett read the ball into the dirt and moved up to third. Big pitch for Pate Fullerton awaiting here. And it's outside, full count. Walk or something in play here, and the Chinooks will likely get a run. If the walk occurs, Brandon Cody comes up with the bases loaded. Next pitch to Pate Fullerton, 3-2. In the dirt, squeaks away, but Mason Corbett will stay put. And that'll load the bases. Had a chance to come in and score there. Just couldn't really read how far away it would get away. And Brandon Cody comes up next. An RBI already in it.
Brandon Cody.
Trying to put another run across here with the bases loaded. Chinooks in the same scenario last inning. Can they get one here? Look for an elevated pitch. You can just drive to the outfield. And as runner, on base, you got to freeze on a line drive. And the first pitch, strike 1 on the outside part of the plate, lower third. Cody doubling off the right center wall, right off the green in right center in his first at bat. And the curveball, missing low. Good job by Villa. Keep it in front. Jake Collins waiting on deck, struck out looking back in the second. Jam pitch, ground ball to third base. It's bobbled by the third baseman. Cody's going to be safe at first, and that's going to be an error against the third baseman as everybody moves up. Mishandled by Victor Carlino, who defensively has been an absolute stud. Just there, he tries to make the transfer, stay down on it perfectly, and that brings in a run on the error from Carlino. So it's now a 2-0 lead, and Jake Collins will look for a base hit. Something he can drive to the outfield. As 2-0 the score now. Everybody moves up a base. Keller to third. At second, Pate Fullerton and Cody to first. Low and away, ball one. Villa out for a conversation here with Jake Adams. Puts his arm around him. Trying to give the bullpen some time to warm up the next pitcher, who is a right-hander brewing, and I believe that is Drew Thorpe out of Washington, Utah. 6'3", 190 right-hander from Cal Poly SLO. Hits left-handed, pitches right-handed, and Thorpe, third best hitter in the ABL, and second best pitcher right now in the ABL. Two-way guy, poked foul down the first base line. Collins all over it, ties the count up at 1-1. Patty McCormick on deck. Collins trying to put something hard in play here and keep it away from the middle, or keep it away from the infield, excuse me. Try and drive one to the outfield. The next pitch. Shot to the middle. Shortstop Skylar Messenger bobbles it, sliding in, and everybody's safe. A second error in a row, and a tough break for Jake Adams. 2 unearned runs in the inning. Kind of hopped up a little late. Skylar Messenger, the teammate of Jake Adams, will hold his glove up to his face, and he's upset with himself. Base is still loaded again, and Patty McCormick up next. They'll sit down Thorpe in the bullpen, and it'll be a left-hander warming up now. 3-0 the score. Chinooks trying to take as many as they can with them here. Patty McCormick takes ball one low and inside. Messenger as well has made some incredible plays. That one routine was going to be a tough play to turn 2 on, though. Brandon Cody got a great jump to get to second. Hard down the third base line, fair ball. Runners are moving. Brandon Cody will come in, trying to move up to third base. Jake Collins slides in safely, and everybody moves up on Patty McCormick's double. We've got a 5-0 ball game, and Patty McCormick, his first extra base hit, stays just over the bag down the third base line. And 4 runs in this inning, 2 errors keep it alive. And a big double from Patty McCormick will bring up Trevor Cho. What a inning the Chinooks are having. 5 runs in 2 innings. And just like that, 1 out in the inning. And that first out in the inning actually came against Ethan English, who lined out 2 batters later after a walk and a single. And ball 1 off the plate. Trevor Cho walked in his first at bat. 2 RBIs for Patty McCormick. Just a perfectly placed ball. Shot to the first base side. Going to be a tough play by the first baseman. Trevor Cho going to reach. And the ball thrown away. Patty McCormick hustling over. Trevor Cho running to second. It's going to be a throw in the dirt. Sliding in and safe. The inning continues. Trevor Cho will pick up an RBI. And on the errant throw by Ethan Patrick, that'll move in a runner. And now it's 7-0. Chinooks leading the Oilers for Jess Davis in the top of the order coming back around. That's Trevor Cho's first base hit of the season. and an RBI single at that.
Davis.
At that point, Servine tried to come over and make the catch. It got past his glove. No one was covering first, and we'll pause here for a moment as Kyle Brown comes up next and Mason Corbett moves on deck. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, the inning continues. One out here, and that was with a runner on first and second that Ethan English lined out. He might even get a chance to hit in this inning if things keep going well for the Chinooks. They plated 6 runs here, 2 errors in the inning, 2 walks, and 2 hits. 3 hits, excuse me. Trevor Cho picking up his first hit of the ABL as well on the RBI single there. Pitch missing low and away, ball 1. Into pitch is Brian Merkin. Jess Davis, third time around. And that's inside. Just misses him. Man, he got skinny real quick. I'm not sure how it missed him. Did a little ballerina swirl right there just to get out of the way of it. He wants to hit here. 2-0 count. The 2-0 pitch. And inside, ball 3. Ryan Merkin coming out of Lafayette, California, one of 14 players from California here on the Oilers in his freshman year at Long Beach State. Has a few teammates on the team as well, Victor Carlino, as well as Jonathan Carlos. 3-0 pitch. Missing away, ball 4. Jess Davis on for the first time today. And so that'll be a walk.
Now batting for the Chinooks, number 15, Mason Corbett.
Mason Corbett up next. Runners on first and second with an out here. Hayden Keller on deck. Drew Thorpe warming in the bullpen. And his first pitch is ball 5 in a row. Merkin struggling to find the strike zone here. And that's strike 1 on the inner half. A 1-1 count, 1 out here awaiting. Keller a single in his last at bat. Mason Corbett led off this inning with a walk. So now coming around for a second time here in the inning. The 1-1 pitch. And the curveball falls in, strike 2. Trevor Cho waiting out at second base, and at first, after walking, is Jess Davis. Big pitch awaiting. Merkin comes set. The delivery. Cap to the first base side. It'll be just in fair territory, and Servine will grab it. Runners move up, and it'll bring up Hayden Keller for a lefty-on-lefty matchup.
Now batting number 12, Hayden Keller.
Hayden Keller up next. Keller again with a single in this inning. His third at bat, and now a second time around here in the inning. Can he pick up 2 more RBIs? Inside, ball 1. First base open, Ethan English waiting on deck. Ethan English scored the first run in the second inning. Other than that, it's been Corbett, Keller, Fullerton, Cody, Collins, and McCormick here in this inning who have also scored. Trevor Cho 90 feet away has a potential 8th run and 7th in the inning. Out at second, Jess Davis. A single will bring him in. Only 4 hits for the Chinooks. Low and inside, 3-0 count awaiting to Hayden Keller. Floodgates have opened here at Coral Seymour Memorial Park. Chinooks plating 6 runs here in the inning. Batting around. And 4-pitch walk will send Hayden Keller down to first base. On for a second time in the inning, a walk, a strikeout, and a single. Ethan English, bases loaded. He had a foul home run his last at bat. Can he give the Chinooks 4 more runs here and put one 6 feet to the right of the foul pole in fair? First out of the inning was Ethan English. Curveball, first pitch, outside part of the plate, strike 1. Next pitch from Merkin. Capped foul and right through the opening of the backstop. And so an 0-2 count. Next pitch will come from Brian Merkin as he's way ahead in the count. So far, 2 walks and 1 out from Merkin. Has not given up a hit. Payoff pitch. Low, and that'll be ball 1. Merkin took a couple steps down to first base side. Trying to will the strikeout to happen. Ethan English looking to pick up a few RBIs himself. And in the dirt. Will squeak away, but keep Trevor Cho at third base. Cho third base, 2-2 count, 2 outs. At second base is Jess Davis. First, Hayden Keller. Davis and Keller both walking. Trevor Cho, the RBI single before Jake Adams ended his day. Two errors in the inning kept it alive. And strike three. Chinooks will strand the bases loaded, but they do get 6 runs in the inning. It's 7-0. When we come back, the bottom of the third we go. Chinooks leading the Oilers. Paul Stephenson to lead things off his first at bat, and then it'll be Camden Vasquez and Bobby Goodlow. Floodgates opened. Chinooks picking up 6 runs in the top of the third. It was off of 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 walks. Ball 1 from Sundine here in the third inning. Sundine averaging a strikeout per inning here. And the 0-1 pitch, shot to the left side. Mason Corbett comes up, catches the 1-0, throw across his body to first base, and he's out. Great play by the third baseman and Texas Aggie to get the first out of the inning. Paul Stephenson running hard, but will go down swinging on the ground out to third base. Camden Vasquez capped one to third base in his last at bat and went as a hit. Chinooks defense showing up today, doing a great job. First pitch is ball 1, missing inside. And that pitch missing in as well. Going to get you some numbers on Jake Adams once we get those. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. And fouled up and out of play. Good swing, but just late. 2-2 count, 1 out. 7-0 the score. Chinooks leading the Oilers here on the road for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. And right now, Jake Adams not looking like he's going to pick up a third win as he's out of the game. Popped up off the end of the bat directly to Pate Fullerton. And the second out is a pop out to the shortstop. Brings up Bobby Goodlow, a single in his first at bat off the middle of the bat that he just powered right to center field past the glove of Pate Fullerton in the first. So the freshman from TCU As far as I know, he's the only freshman or only TCU player in this league. And he'll take ball one low. His pitch is a one-hopper to Pate Fullerton, who makes a nice play on it, throw to first to get him by a step, hit hard on the one-hop. But 3 up, 3 down go the Oilers on great defense by Pate Fullerton and the Chinooks. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Chinooks look to add to their 7-0 lead. When we come back, you're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Here into the top of the 4th inning, Chinooks lead 7-0. Got 3 up, 3 down defensively in the against the Oilers in the last inning. Pate Fullerton to lead off this inning as the shortstop. 6 runs given up last inning by Brian Merkin, and Jake Adams. First pitch swinging, Pate Fullerton, strike 1. Fullerton today, a walk in the 3rd and a strikeout looking in his first at bat. Out in front again, strike 2. Fullerton made a nice play off of a one-hopper to his left on the bat of Bobby Goodlow to end the last inning. Now on the top of the 4th, Drew Thorpe in. And ball 1 is off the plate. Thorpe is the second best pitcher right now in the leaderboard for the ABL. First is a Chinook, as that's off the plate, 2-2 count. It's Trevor McGee. He's pitched 7 innings, given up 2 strikeouts, and has a 0 ERA. Drew Thorpe has pitched 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, and a 0 ERA. 2-2 count. And a off-speed pitch catches him swinging, strike 3, and Fullerton goes down swinging here in the 4th. Brandon Cody up next, reached by error in the 3rd, came around to score, and then an RBI double to play Ethan English in the 1st run of the ballgame, which was back in the 2nd inning. Curveball, first pitch, missing upstairs. Jake Adams, who pitched 2 1/3 inning, gave up 7 runs, 5 of which were earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 4 hits. 1-1 count on the fastball there. Jake Collins awaiting on deck. Brian Merkin, who came in, 2 walks, no hits, 1 strikeout, and no runs. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing by Cody, a little out in front, and all his momentum going to the left side. But just a great pitch by Thorpe. Curveball will get back-to-back strikeouts swinging. Bring up Jake Collins. Collins reached by back-to-back errors with Cody in the third inning. 2 ground balls hit to the left side of the infield. Both bobbled by Messenger and Carlino. Hit hard down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit as Jake Collins will reach first base and keep the inning alive. 5th hit now for the Chinooks to the 2 of the Oilers. 3 errors for the Oilers in this ballgame. Correction, I believe Jake Adams only had 4 earned runs due to the 3 errors. Patty McCormick doubled down the left field line, third base line in his last at bat. Delivery home. Swung on, and it'll tie the count up at 1-1 as it goes foul down the third base line. Collins at first, who singled with 2 outs here in the 4th. He has scored a run today. Next pitch from Thorpe. Curveball, strike 2 on the inner half. Thorpe trying to pick up all outs here via the strikeout. And he's got a tough competitor in Patty McCormick, the second baseman for the Chinooks, at the plate. Check swing did not go around. Job by McCormick. Trevor Cho picking up his first hit in his last at bat. He waits patiently on deck. An RBI single in the 3rd. A lot of games still left to be played. Chinooks still lead by 7. It's 7-0 here in the top of the 4th. Pickoff attempt over. Collins sliding in safely, and he's going to stay put at first as Servine went right off the glove of Servine. He'll just run over and pick it up right through the legs of Sam Potter, the first base coach, who tried to avoid it. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third baseman. Stays down on Carlino's throw over to first. And the 3rd out of the inning. Chinooks will strand 1 on the base hit from Jake Collins. Patty McCormick grounding out to end it. Trevor Cho will lead off the 5th. When we come back, it'll be at the 3-4-5. Calvin Ferris, Skylar Messenger, and Victor Carlino for the Oilers facing off against Zach Sundine. Calvin Ferris to lead off the inning. Sundine still pitching on the mound for the Chinooks. 7-0 the lead. The windup from the left-hander. First pitch is fouled back and out of play from the lefty-on-lefty matchup with Calvin Ferris. Grounded out to the pitcher. A bunt laid down. in the first, and that's going to miss low and away. Ball 1. Back in the first. 2-1 count, fastball missing upstairs. Working quickly now. Sunday's next pitch is a fastball that paints the outside corner. The payoff pitch, 2-2, no outs, bounces in the dirt. Collins will scoop it up. And the windup and the pitch again. Missing upstairs, first walk issued by Sundine. Only the second walk issued by him today, or excuse me, all season. In 10 innings of pitching. Shortstop Skylar Messenger up next. Sundine coming set. Messenger struck out in the first inning. He's coming around for a second time today. 2 hits for the Oilers, and both those hits led off the ballgame. Camden Vasquez and Bobby Goodlow did not come around to score. Off speed, strike 2, 0-2 count. Messenger, the right-handed shortstop from Kansas. Back in the States and out of Niwot, Colorado. 0-2 payoff pitch. Misses low. Good pitch to throw there. Ball 1. Calvin Ferris staying put at first. Not necessarily a stolen base position. Ferris has speed, but you don't want to run yourself off the bases if you're caught. Slide step. Throw misses low. 2-2. Ferris, a 300 hitter, walked there. Delivery. Strike 3 will get him down again as Skylar Messenger goes down swinging. And Victor Carlino comes up next. Second strikeout for Messenger.
Number 13, Victor Carlino.
Victor Carlino, left-hander, will step in for a lefty-on-lefty matchup a second time today. Grounded out to end the first on a ball he capped back to Sundine. Carlino coming out of Long Beach State. Time called. Sundine steps off. Ferris awaiting, standing at first base, and now Sundine going to have to step off again. I've never seen a home plate umpire come out twice on pitches where Carlino would have to call time 2 times. You never really see that with a home plate umpire grants it twice. Delivery home. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Sundine not phased. 1 out of the inning on the strikeout from Messenger. 5 hits for the Chinooks, 2 for the Oilers. Sundine's next pitch. Swung on, hit down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. Brandon Cody has an arm, and he's going to hold it and throw on a line to third base side. Mason Corbett picks it up. Runners on the corner. So a little action here. Victor Carlino with the single that he pulls to right field. Jonathan Villa, the catcher, up next, grounded out to third base. The double play in order.
The catcher from Faulkner, number 27, Jonathan Villa.
No one brewing in the Chinooks bullpen. They'd like to see their starter go 5. Troy Hervey, the pitching coach, ran down, though, to the bullpen. Hasn't got anybody moving yet. The left-hander on lefty matchup. Just the third hit for the Oilers today. Runners on the corners. Capped foul down the third base line. First pitch swinging. You got a little bit of time to try and turn a double play with Villa running as the catcher. Has some speed. But you got a little bit more time. Not one of the fastest on the team. Pops it up, out of play. 0-2 count. Good job by Sundine. Can he pick up a strikeout and force 2 outs in the inning? choking up on the bat. The delivery home. And foul tipped into the mask of Jake Collins. Good spoiling swing by Jonathan Villa. Villa, a 143 hitter. One hit. And it's been in this series. He's 1 for 7. 1 for 8 now. Off of grounding out in his first at bat. Delivery home. Check swing. Did not go around. Haven't seen a pickoff attempt over by Sundine today. Hasn't needed to. He's been working very well and very quickly. Payoff pitch. Fouled back. Good cut from Jonathan Villa, staying alive at the plate. If anyone caught what I just did, the Staying Alive song, but trying to keep it interesting for you folks listening in. Captain of the third base side has an opportunity to roll back in fair territory, but it'll stay foul. Calvin Ferris, actually, if that ball comes in fair territory, he's going to likely be tagged out by Mason Corbett as he just took a couple hard steps forward. Villa fouling off a few pitches, smells his bat, the pine tar on it, and gets ready to go again here. Runner going, strikeout, and throw back to first. Good job by Ethan English to hop up and grab it as Villa goes down swinging.
Number 21, first baseman from
So 2 outs. The first baseman, Giancarlo Servine, comes up next. Struck out looking to end for the second out, in the second. Coming up in a big spot. Runners on the corners. Chinooks trying to get out of it unharmed. First pitch is low, ball 1. Saw the runner at first base, Victor Carlino, took off for second on that and then retreated back to first. Jake Collins gave a throw down on a back pick. It just happened to go high. Ethan English hopping up and keeping it on the infield. Curveball, strike 1, 1-1 count. Good pitch from Sundine. His 2 outs in this inning have come via strikeouts. Skylar Messenger and Jonathan Villa. 4 strikeouts in 4 innings so far. Delivery home. Off the plate. Good job by Collins. It's a 2-1 count. Pitch home. Popped up and out of play. Be a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. I'd be shocked if Victor Carlino doesn't necessarily take off for second base here. Try and force some action, bring in a run for the Oilers. But Sundine looking for a big strikeout to end the inning. Keep runners on the corners and stranded. 2-2 pitch. Off the plate. Good job by Collins. Keeps it in front, and that'll work the count full. So now Victor Carlino will take off for second base on the next pitch. Ethan English told to go back behind the runner, Carlino. He'll be taken off on this next pitch. Delivery home. Strike 3, got him swinging. The throw down to first, and that'll be it. All 3 outs in the 4th inning, granted by Sundine on strikeouts, and he strands 2 runners. The walk from Calvin Ferris and the hit from Victor Carlino moved him over to third base with 1 out. But the still lead 7-0. We go into the top of the 5th inning, 4 innings done with. When we come back, the Chinooks will have Trevor Cho, the 9-hole left fielder, up. Jess Davis and Mason Corbett, the 3 batters to face off against Thorpe. You're listening to Chinooks Radio. And Trevor Cho up for the first batter of this inning. His first pitch, he's going to hit on a hard ground ball to Servine. He'll throw it up to Thorpe, who covers first base. One pitch, one out on the ground out to Servine. First out in the top of the fifth innings. The Chinooks leading 7-0 after getting 6 runs in the third, 1 run in the second. Brings up the top of the order Jess Davis, who is 0 for 2 today with a walk. That walk in the third inning. One of 2 players that have not scored a run today, Jess and Trevor Cho. His first pitch, he'll pop up on the left side of the infield. Throws his bat down in anger. And the play just made by the third baseman, Carlino. Going over to his left, had to make the basket catch. Otherwise, Davis would have ended up on second base. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Making Thorpe's job easy here. Mason Corbett up next. Mike telling him to just take a pitch.
Now batting number 15, Mason Corbett.
And his first pitch is ball 1. Corbin will walk back into the third, swings through this pitch, and was way out in front. Had 2 at-bats in the third. He led off and then came back around again to hit. Both him, Keller, and English did. That pitch is off the plate, 2-1 count. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Corbett trying to advance the inning, keep things alive for Hayden Keller, who's on deck. And inside, change up, called strike 3. Corbett can't believe it. Home plate umpire rings him up, and he's got some words to say for him. He'll head back to the dugout, and that'll bring back out the Oilers for the bottom of the fifth. Zach Sundine and the defense coming back out for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. When we're coming back, you're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. First pitch here, strike 1 at the lower third to Ethan Patrick. Patrick, Stephenson, and Vasquez, the 8-9-1 hitters coming back around a third time. Next pitch from Sundine, strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Ahead in the count 0-2. He struck out the 3 outs in the fourth, 1 walk and 1 hit given up, but all 3 outs came via the strikeout, and that just missing. 1-2 count. Cat to the shortstop. Fullerton comes in a few hard steps to throw to first, and he's out at first base. Good stretch by Ethan English on the ground out from Ethan Patrick. Paul Stevenson up next. A ground out to Mason Corbett at third base back in the third inning.
Now batting the center fielder.
Led off that inning with an out.
Number 3, Paul Stephenson.
Still no action in the bullpen for the Chinooks. Trying to get all the energy out of Zach Sundine as they can. First pitch misses low to Stephenson. And that'll be fouled up and behind the first base side.
That foul ball brought to you by Michael and Diana Tice.
One hopper to Patty McCormick. Fields throws to first, and the second out made. Paul Stephenson made it closer than it could have been. Patty McCormick at second base fielding it, though, taking a little bit of time and getting the nice throw out for the second out of the inning. Camden Vasquez up next, 1 for 2 today. A fly out to the shortstop, Pate Fullerton, in his last at bat, and a single on the infield in the first. Speed helps you out a ton. That's the only reason he got the single in the first inning, and that's a strike on the corner. Lefty on lefty matchup, third time around for the Oilers. Up and inside, Vasquez bending back away from the pitch. And scooped up all the way to the backstop. Two one, 2 outs, and a 3-1 count. That pitch missing upstairs. Trying to work back down in the count and ahead here. Sundine's next pitch, and that's going to miss just low. That'll be the second walk issued today, and Bobby Goodlow comes up next. Good take from Vasquez. Goodlow, 1 for 2 as well, with a ground out in his last at-bat to Pate Fullerton. Goodlow, pretty good year. 30 of the 39 games he played in, he started at TCU. And the first pitch from Sundine is going to be swung on and laced way foul for one of the kids that want to go find that one. It's well over in the pasture on the left side of the field. About 200 people in attendance today. Curveball hits the outside part of the plate. 0-2. Sundine looking for a strikeout in this inning. Can he get it to end the inning against Bobby Goodlow? Curveball caps foul to the on-deck circle. Calvin Ferris will pick it up. Outfield playing straight away here at Coral Seymour Memorial Park. Infield doing the same. Fastball missing upstairs. Vasquez trying to draw a chase swing from Goodlow on a high fastball. That pitch missing low and away. 2-2 count, 2's across the board. And a full count awaiting. Sundine falling behind here. Gave up a walk to Vasquez with 2 outs in the inning. And Ethan English going to go back and let Vasquez go. The delivery home. Curveball, strike 3, gets him looking. And Bobby Goodlow will just laugh. It was right down the middle on the curveball that broke across. And Goodlow expecting fastball there. Good pitch from Zach Sundine, picking up his 6th strikeout and his 5th inning ending strikeout to strand Camden Vasquez. When we come back, we're going to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Hayden Keller, Ethan English, and Pate Fullerton. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Back for the top of the 6th. 5 innings are over. 7-0 the score. The Chinooks leading. Haven't scored since the 3rd. Hayden Keller will take strike 1 from Drew Thorpe on the outside part of the plate. Thorpe has been dealing since coming in. 3 strikeouts, 1 hit given up. That was to Jake Collins an inning ago. And the off-speed falls in strike 2. Keller a single and a walk and a strikeout today. Single and walk both coming in the 3rd inning. 0-2 pitch awaiting. Way out, ball 1. Ethan English on deck, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout swinging in the 3rd to end the 3rd. Cat to the first base side. Just a fair ball. Servine takes it himself for the first out of the inning. So ground out unassisted. We'll bring up Ethan English for a 4th time here in the 5th inning. You know, having 4 bats in 5 innings is not bad for your team. It usually means something good's happening. And right now that is in the favor of the Chinooks. No one warming up for either team in the bullpen. Drew Thorpe's next pitch to Ethan English is in the dirt. Going to hit the umpire on the bounce, and he's going to wear one. And he's going to need a moment as well. Both umpires will come out. I'm not sure where it hit him. It definitely hit him in the upper body towards the chest area. And my hope is that it didn't hit him in the throat, just on the ricochet, get underneath the mask. But hey, he's going to wear that one. And Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Peninsula Oilers, is going to come out and try and bring him some water. He says he doesn't want it, but you got to love the gesture from Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Oilers, a classy guy. And everyone in the stands going to cheer for him as well, as the home plate umpire is ready to go again. One ball, no strikes, 1 out in the inning. Next pitch to Ethan English. Swung on and foul tipped foul, as it'll bring up Pate Fullerton over to retrieve it. The bottom 3rd of your screen. He'll flip it back to the Oilers dugout. 1-1 pitch, and you know, I saw a little flap of the arm fly up, but Ethan English has been hit in every single game down here against the Oilers, at least one time. He hasn't gotten hit by a pitch today. And even closer. He's getting closer and closer to hitting him, but haven't seen it just yet. 3-1 count, 1 out. I think that Thorpe's going to throw one here that's going to be towards the opposite side of the plate. Villa sets up outside. Instead, he goes back in. Don't think he was trying to go that way, but it'll be a full count awaiting 1 out. Ethan English swinging on the inside fastball there. Big pitch coming. Full count, 1 out. Can Ethan English become a base runner here in the top of the 6th inning? He'll strike out swinging. Good inside fastball. And that'll be the First strikeout of the inning here for Thorpe, but he's got 4 now through 2 2/3 innings. English down on K's for a second time today. Tate Fullerton up next. Has struck out twice as well. Swinging in the 4th, looking in the 2nd, and a walk back in the 3rd. Swinging, hard hit ground ball to the second baseman. They'll stay down on it and throw to first to catch Tate Fullerton by a step on the first pitch, ground out to second base. Out made by Ethan Patrick. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning, 7-0. The score on the scoreboard. The Chinooks leading the Oilers. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Radio on YouTube.com. Calvin Ferris to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning, the right fielder for the Oilers. Skylar Messenger will be up next. Victor Carlino, the 3rd batter, up against Zach Sundine. 4th time around for the lineup. 3rd time around for the lineup here in the 6th inning. First pitch misses upstairs, ball 1. Next pitch is a few inches lower for a strike. Sundine so far has 6 strikeouts in 5 innings of pitching. Not necessarily as best as his 8, which was in 5 innings of pitching his last start. But 6 in 5 innings is not bad all the same. Struck out all 3 outs in the 4th. Capped foul to tie the count up at 2-2. Ferris all over it, trying to hit it down the right field line. And one of the players comes out of the dugout to retrieve it. Sundine working here. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. 7th strikeout for Sundine, and it comes as the first out against Calvin Ferris. Chased a pitch low, and out to bring up Messenger, who's gone down swinging both times at the plate in the 1st and the 4th. Skylar Messenger, the shortstop in his sophomore year at Kansas. And the first pitch he sees is a curveball for strike 1. Was waiting for a fastball as first pitch. It's usually how he gets on, is the first pitch base hit to the outfield. And that's capped foul down the first base line. Oh, 2 pitch, missing low, ball 1. One of the 2 Jayhawks on the team. Both bullpens vacant. Curveball strike 3 will get him again. 7th and 8th strikeouts to start off the 6th. Victor Carlino coming up next, who's 1 for 2 today with a single back in the 4th.
Now batting the third baseman from Long Beach State, number 13, Victor Carlino.
That is Messenger's 6th, 7th, and 8th strikeouts, the second most on the team. And the first pitch here to Carlino. Ball 1 scooped up in the dirt by Collins. The windup and the pitch here. Cat to the first base side. Ethan English will field it and take it himself across the bag. Third and final out made. 2 strikeouts for Zach Sundine. He's up to 8 now as the offense comes back out. 3 full innings left to play. We're done with 6. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Brandon Cody taking strike 1 from the curveball of Drew Thorpe. 5 hits for the Chinooks, 3 for the Oilers. We're here in the 7th inning. Cody, Collins, and McCormick. And that's a second strike on the pitch that hits the bottom half of the strike zone. Right-handers up in the bullpen for the Chinooks. Playing nice and easy catch. And that's off the plate. Good take by Cody. 1-2 count. Payoff pitch misses outside. Caught by Villa. And it'll tie the count up at 2-2. Payoff pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. Keeps the count full. It was close. Usually look for the break in the hands, and if the bat crosses the plate, the first base umpire saying no. Him, Sam Potter, the assistant coach, first base coach, and Servine laughing it off at first base. Ground ball hit up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Sir Skyler, and he'll throw it over to first, and he's safe at first base. That'll be a hit, as I believe Cody even touched first base anyways. And thankfully for the Oilers, Villa able to get over there. If it was up to me, I think that one's a hit. That's just a really tough play, and they will give it a hit. Skylar Messenger doing everything he can. Full spin move behind second base. Cody on for a second time today with the hit. Had the RBI double back in the second, and he'll lead off this inning with a base hit. Jake Collins in his last at bat, a single to left field. Hit hard to the left side. Picked up the throw to second base. Double play in order, and he'll get it. Good stretch at first, and that'll be 2 outs in the inning now as Cody is caught out, and Jake Collins grounds into the 5-4-3 double play. Good turn there by The third baseman, Victor Carlino, throws it to Ethan Patrick, and on the back end, Servine for the 3 outs. Patty McCormick up next is 1 for 2 with a 2-run double and a check swing there, missing low, and a walk back in the second. Grounded out in the fourth to third base. He did go around, strike 1. Next pitch is off the end of the bat directly to Ethan Patrick at second. Will make the catch. 3 up, 3 down go the Chinooks on a double play and a fly out. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball for the bottom of the 7th inning. Via up here, and he's going to hit a ground ball to the first base side. He goes right off of the ground and hopped up. I thought it hit the base. It was such a high hop, but that's just me being hopeful. Instead, it's a 7-0 lead still. Ground ball, foul ball for strike 1. J. Paul Fullerton in to catch here in relief for Jake Collins. Ground ball to second base. Patty McCormick on it. Fields it. The throw to first. 1 out in the inning. That'll be the first out as Jonathan Villa grounds out to second. He's 0 for 3 today.
Now batting for the Oilers, first baseman from Texas A&M Kingsville, number 21, Giancarlo Servine.
Giancarlo Servine up next has struck out twice in his 2 at-bats, swinging in the fourth and looking in the second. He actually ended the fourth with the 3rd strikeout for Zach Sundine, who had an incredible day, pitched 6 full innings on the mound for the Chinooks. 1 hit by pitch, 2 walks, no runs given up on 3 hits and 8 strikeouts. Those 8 strikeouts tying his last start. In those 5 innings, he picked up 8 as well. Poked into right field, down the right field line. If it's fair, it's a base hit. Instead, it goes foul by a few inches. So that'll keep Giancarlo Servine staying in the right-hander's batter's box for a 1-1 pitch with Joey Levitt. Levitt's next pitch is swung on, hit it hard into left field. Coming over, Trevor Cho will pick it up. And that's a base hit for Servine. He's on for the first time today. And Ethan Patrick, the second baseman, up next. Was caught stealing on an attempt back in the second where he reached by a hit by pitch. Other than that, he's 0 for 1 today with the ground out in the fifth. Double play in order. First pitch, curveball missing away and upstairs. J. Paul Fullerton is in relief for Jake Collins. And the delivery here. Swung on, hit hard over the glove of Patty McDermott. They'll move Servine over to second base as it's picked up by Jess Davis. He throws a skyrocket to third, and that'll move the runner over safely to second. At that point, with 7 runs, you got to get the ball into second base. Jess Davis has a great arm, and he shows it off there, but at the end of the day, you have to find a way to get that, keep the double play in order with 1 out. Just a mental mistake there that moves up the runner Ethan Patrick on the single to second base. So the Oilers coming to life here. Paul Stephenson up next. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 groundouts. Curveball first pitch is strike 1. Joey Levitt, a long look in, gets the pitch he wants and comes set. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Stephenson was looking to make that a 7-3 ball game. Had a full swing that, honestly, if he connected with it, I think it would have gone probably 3, could have been maybe 3 miles foul. I don't know. I was going to say 3 yards, but it just wouldn't have added up correctly. Curveball there, and that would be a foul ball. Hits right off of the knob. I couldn't tell. I was like, at first I thought he had hit him on the elbow and not the curveball you want to throw, but instead it's just a 1-2 count again and a foul ball. Runners on second and third. At third base, it's Giancarlo Servine after singling, and then Ethan Patrick after singling to center field. Moved up to second on the throw. The 1-2 pitch. Capped back to Joey Levitt. He'll bobble it and pick it up, throw to first base, and he's out at first. That's an RBI hit, though, however, to bring in the first run of the ballgame for the Oilers. It's 7-1. And unfortunately for the bullpen for the Chinooks, that secures the fact that they will not be getting batting practice tomorrow. In order for that to happen, they've got to throw a shutout. And we've seen some close ones for sure, but Levitt giving up a run here. It's 7-1 and able to stick with the ball there, throwing it out to first base. And the first pitch strike to the left-hander Camden Vasquez. So that'll leave Paul Stephenson with an RBI to plate Giancarlo Servine for the first run for the Oilers. It's now 7-1, strike 2. I was definitely on the lower third of the end of the strike zone. Might have been a little too low for a ball, but 5 hits for the Oilers, 6 for the Chinooks. 2 have come in this inning, 1 run passed as well. Off the end of the bat, poked into left field, and a jumping catch by Pate Fullerton to make the catch and rob an extra run of coming in. It's 7-1. We're going to the final 2 innings. Top of the 8th we go. Trevor Cho as the 9-hole. Jess Davis, Mason Corbett coming back around to hit for a 4th time and 5th time. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Trevor Cho to lead off as he'll step in the left-hander's batter's box, face off against Thorpe here. Ball one is off the plate. Today, Trevor Cho had a walk in his first at-bat back in the second. In the third, he had an RBI single, his first hit of the ABL, and then a ground out in his last at-bat back in the fifth. He'll take 2-0 now as the pitch is in the dirt on the inside part of the plate. Swung on, popped up in foul territory. Is there going to be a play for the third baseman? He comes over, makes a catch, a foot in foul territory, right over near the bullpen, or right over near the third base dugout, and that's the first out of the inning. Trevor Cho flying out to the third baseman, Victor Carlino. Jess Davis up next, center fielder who is 0 for 3 today with a walk. Flew out to third base in his last at bat. And the fastball misses upstairs for ball one. 1-0 pitch awaiting. Next windup from Thorpe is a fastball missing way off the plate. And that's a strike on the corner. Pushes the count in advantage of still with Jess Davis. 2-1, 1 out. Chinooks looking for a few more runners on base. Try and get that run back they gave up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pops it up again on the left side of the field. Called by Skylar Messenger. Will make the one-handed grab. That's the third time today that the Chinooks center fielder Jess Davis has flown out. Brings up Mason Corbett. Has a walk, but is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Strike one paints the outside corner. And the fastball hits the inside part of the plate there. Mason was caught looking in the fifth to end the 5th inning. Just shook his head off on it and went back into the dugout. He's going to take there 1-2 count, close pitch, just missing off the plate. Seagulls flying over the field. And ball 2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Hayden Keller on deck. 5th time around now for the top of the order. It's in the 8th inning. Inside, and Corbett moves out of the way of it. Would have clipped him in the right cleat. Full count awaiting, 2 outs. Chinooks lead 7-1. Daniel Freeman, the left-hander, warming in the bullpen. And that's off the plate for a second walk for Mason Corbett today. So with 2 outs here, the 2-out walk, that's just the first walk issued today by Drew Thorpe. It was a close pitch, but now he's got to deal with Hayden Keller and Ethan English on deck. First pitch to Keller, strike one, lower third of the outside corner. And he'll take a poke swing at that and foul it directly back as Ethan English has to retrieve the ball behind home plate. 0-2, Keller behind in the count. Fastball way up and out. Corbett getting the secondary there. Well, you'll have to go look back at that one, but there was a bird that just flew over home plate, and when Villa threw it back to the pitcher, it soared up a few feet higher because it was scared it was going to get hit with a ball. Makes you think about Randy Johnson when he hit the bird crossing home plate and just exploded it. If you haven't seen that, check it out on YouTube. I don't condone bird killing, but in that one, that was pretty interesting. Not gonna lie, hit hard to right field. Going back to right fielder, got underneath it. Going to be a tough play for Calvin Ferris. He's able to chase it down. Robbie Hayden Keller of a base hit and a run of Mason Keller, who is Mason Corbett, who is rounding third base. And so it's 7-1. We move into the bottom half of the eighth. The Chinooks leading the Oilers. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Bobby Goodlow in to face Daniel Freeman as Bobby Goodlow is coming around for a third time today here in the bottom of the eighth inning. 7-1 lead. The Oilers trailing the Chinooks. First pitch to the lefty on lefty matchup. Sails through the little gap between the top and maybe just a few feet of gap right behind the home plate back screen. Guards the fans. Daniel Freeman coming in and replacing Joey Levitt. Gave up 2 hits and 1 run in the 1 inning he pitched in the 7th. Freeman's next pitch is inside, strike 2. Goodlow just shaking his head there again. Just can't believe it. He's had some tough luck with the home plate umpire today. And he'll just say some words there, kick around some dirt, step back in. No outs in the inning, the 0-2 pitch. And going to get that one to the backstop. If you're going to miss wide, miss very wide. So Daniel Freeman does it there and throws it all the way to the backstop, in and out, just off the tip of the glove of J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. Came in an inning ago for Jake Collins. Pops it up on the foul territory, going over Mason Corbett, and it's going to get just out of play as about 25 kids go run over, maybe 10 kids go run over trying to get the foul ball. And one dad as well. Can't leave him out. He wanted it just as bad as everybody else. A few of the kids are on the back of the dugout, just standing on top of it, looking through the fence. I've never actually seen that. That's pretty awesome. Wish we could show you that. Some of the fans just laying down on top of the dugout, looking through the fence. 1-2 pitch, curveball, strike three. Will catch Bobby Goodlow looking, and Goodlow goes down for a second straight time, looking on a strikeout. First out of the inning. And a good job by Daniel Freeman to catch the first out. Lefty on lefty matchup with Calvin Ferris, Skylar Messenger on deck. Calvin Ferris has struck out in his last at bat, swinging. Chased a pitch low from the left-hander Zach Sundine. And the Oilers have quite a few lefties, just like the Chinooks do on their team. Total of 9 strikeouts so far in the ball game for the Oilers. And a 2-0 count here as that fastball misses upstairs to Ferris. Ferris will walk back in the fourth. Other than that, he's 0 for 2 today. Swung on, hit hard to right field. Going back is going to be off the one-hopping the wall. Picked up the throw in from the right fielder Brandon Cody. Just got over him, and Calvin Ferris has a one-out double. Good swing on an inside fastball from Daniel Freeman that he just belts to right field. Carries over the head of Brandon Cody. And you got to hit it hard if you're going to get it over Brandon Cody's head, that's for sure. He chases the ball down like no other in the outfield. The Chinooks do have an incredible outfield this season as well. 6 hits for both teams. Skylar Messenger has struck out swinging all 3 times in the first, fourth, and sixth innings. He's up for a 4th-time round. And the 5-hole, Victor Carlino on deck. 7-1 to score. Ferris out at second. Delivery home, popping it up into right field. Brandon Cody will come over and retrieve it. He's got a great arm and going to take a few hard steps, and a good job by Ferris not to go there because Brandon Cody has an absolute cannon right on the money. Would have been absolutely hosed. So a great throw. You saw that a ball was just stopped halfway on its way to third base, and Cody was well towards the right field line. Going to stay put. Ferris, the 1-out double, puts him on second here with 2 outs on the fly out from Skylar Messenger. Victor Carlino up next. He's 1 for 3 today and swings through the first inside fastball he gets. For Ferris out at second, that is his first double this season in 4 hits. He's come in some big situations, though, and gotten some hits for the Oilers this season already. And a good off-speed pitch that'll be chased by Carlino, swinging at it on the inside part of the plate. And if I'm Freeman, I'm trying to throw the same pitch again. Maybe go 1 outside pitch and back to inside for good measure against Carlino. Get you a second strikeout and send this one to the 9th inning. What's crazy, it was a 40% chance earlier to rain at 8 o'clock. We're now at 9:27 at night. 2 hours and 27 minutes of the game, and it has not even sprinkled a bit. Not a single drop of rain. Foul tipped in the right foot of Carlino. He's okay with a little kick save as Jake Collins will pick it back up. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Big pitch awaiting. Payforton, just a loud clap with Ferris at second. And the fastball missing low and inside, ball 1. Tim Bartow making the trek down again. Longtime supporter for the Chinooks. And in charge of the Booster Club. Got to eat at his house, a beautiful house at that. Him and his wife coming down to support the Chinooks. I believe part of the family might be coming down as well tomorrow. Curveball there, laced down the right field line, foul. Man, that's a big swing by Carlino, as the fact that a ball was maybe 4 inches away from hitting him in the chest, and he's able to stay inside that well. That's a pretty good swing right there. You're taught to stay inside the ball. He does it better than anybody. Curveball off the end of the bat, shallow right field. Brandon Cody coming in hard. And the cut on an absolute layout by Patty McCormick in right field gives the guy a wet gem as he makes a full-on layout catch to rob Victor Carlino of a base hit and keep it a 7-1 ball game. What a play by a stud of a second baseman, Patty McCormick. We're going to the final inning, 7-1. When we come back, it'll be Ethan English, Pate Fullerton, and Brandon Cody, the three batters, facing off against Drew Thorpe. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. And Ethan English will take ball one inside, almost nicks the elbow. And Brandon Cody was actually warming up, swinging. He's the third batter up this inning. He didn't even get back to the dugout. Little chin music up and inside, and it's a miracle that Ethan English hasn't been hit today. I mean, he's been as close as possible to wearing one at some point from Thorpe, and he takes a 3-0 count here. The 3-0 awaiting Drew Thorpe's next pitch. And it's a fastball right down the middle. 7-1 the score. Chinooks leading. Patty McCormick ended the last inning defensively with a flat-out layout diving catch. And that's a ball just missing off the plate. Second baseman Ethan Patrick thought it was a strike, but instead it goes as a ball. He's been over from his waist just trying to will in something there for a strike. Instead, it's Pate Fullerton up next as Ethan English has a leadoff walk, and today he's only reached with 2 walks. Runner on first base, double play in order. Ethan English having a good conversation with Servine, both with smiles on their faces. That's what baseball's about right there for you, folks. Cap to the first base side, picked up by Thorpe, will field it, throw to first, and Fullerton 0 for 4 today with a walk. Does move up the runner to second base, and that'll bring Brandon Cody up next, who's 2 for 4 today, has reached 3 times with an error, an RBI double, and a walk. One out in the inning. English moves up to second. He has scored once in the ball game. That was back in the second. Brandon Cody's double. Cody will take a curveball, the definite lower third of the strike zone for strike one. On deck waiting, J. Paul Fullerton for his first at bat of the ball game after coming in for Jake Collins. Next pitch from Thorpe. Swing and a miss on the pitch in the dirt. Thorpe does not leave a lot of pitches high unless it misses high and inside. Just trying to jam you and saw off a pitch. Oh, 2 count, 1 out. Thorpe's next pitch. And that'll just miss off the corner. It's as close as you can get to being a strike in the black on the outside part of the plate. Via set up outside, and Thorpe shows off how great a pitcher he is on the corner. He's trying to go the distance here for since coming in the fourth inning. Check swing, went around, and the tag was laid down on the back of Brandon Cody anyway, so Cody goes down for a second time swinging today. Chased a pitch in the dirt. Good job by Villa. And that'll bring up J. Paul Fullerton. Try and play Ethan English here for an insurance run and bring it back to a 7-run lead for the Chinooks after giving up 2 innings ago in the bottom of the 7th. McCormick moves up on deck. And he is 1 for 3 today with a walk. First at bat here for J. Paul Fullerton. 2 outs in the inning. A walk from Ethan English moving up to second on the ground ball from Pate Fullerton. Big swing and a miss as Fullerton will swing through it and flip his bat a full rotation around, grab it. J. Paul Fullerton, a 158 hitter. The 0-1 pitch. Missing in the dirt, and Villa will keep it in front. The 1-1 pitch. Cap to the left side. Picked up by the third baseman. Fields it, throws to first. It's offline. It's going to be an error. And J. Paul Fullerton runs into the umpire, but gets over to second base. No one was at third base, but someone able to get over there. And that's going to be an error and a run coming in unearned. As it'll be an error on the throw from the third baseman, Victor Carlino. That's his second error of the ball game today. Brings up Patty McCormick. And J. Paul Fullerton moves up to second. We'll pause here for a moment as one of the assistant coaches for the Oilers walks out to Thorpe, trying to just keep his head on straight. He's been great today, has not given up an earned run at all now into his 6th inning of pitching. We'll be back in just a moment.
Number 5, Patty McCormick.
Patty McCormick up next, a bases loaded double back in the 3rd inning. Brought in 2 runs and a walk so far for the kid today. Curveball in the dirt, good take via blocking it up. J. Paul Fullerton not trying to make the 3rd out at third base, giving Patty McCormick a chance to swing here. That's the 4th error on the day by the Oilers. They had 3 in the 3rd that helped lead to 6 runs in that inning. Fastball hit hard to right center field. That's going to fall in. They're going to wave around J. Paul Fullerton, and he's going to come in to score. It's 9-1 on what a day from Patty McCormick at the plate. Picks up a double there, and then a single there, and then a double earlier with the RBI. His 3rd RBI on the day.
Now batting for the Chinooks, number 9, Trevor Joe.
Just falls in right behind second base. He hit it hard. And able to plate Fullerton there. Make it a 9-1 ball game. Cap to the shortstop. Messenger coming in. Will field it. Throw across his body to first and get Cho out by a step. Chinooks score 2 runs in the inning off of an error that brings in Ethan English, and then a single to right center by Patty McCormick to pick up his 3rd RBI of the day. We're going to the final inning, the bottom of the 9th. It's 9-1. Chinooks look for 3 outs to win the third game here on the road. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. The up next, lefty on lefty matchup with Daniel Freeman. First pitch here is off the plate. J. Paul Fullerton catching at the top of the zone and bringing it down, ball one. 2 runs scoring last inning. Both are unearned. And Drew Thorpe pitched a heck of a game. I mean, tie count at 1-1 right now, but I mean, Thorpe giving up in the inning, or excuse me, in his 6 innings of pitching, as it's a 2-1 count, he gave up only 3 hits, 2 runs, both were unearned in the final inning of his pitching, and then 2 walks as well, and rallied in for 5 strikeouts. That's a strike at the top of the zone, outside corner, 2-2 count. Well, with how dominant Thorpe has been, we likely don't see him in the next 2 days, which is a good thing for the Chinooks because he's the second best pitcher in the ABL right now, and he might be the best after his performance today. That's going to be a hit by pitch as it hits right off the elbow guard of the left-hander Jonathan Villa, and so he's on here in the 9th with a hit by pitch. Servine up next. Singled in his last at bat off Joey Levitt. Came around to score the only run in the ballgame for the Oilers so far. And a strike one is on the lower third to Servine. That pitch hit hard down the right field line, tailing away from the foul pole, and it's going to go foul. If it had been in fair, Brandon Cody actually was going to run it down. Because whenever that ball hit the ground, it was Brandon Cody who was a step on the foul line. 0-2 count to Servine. Freeman comes set. The delivery. Curveball, strike 3. Servine out in front, goes down swinging for a second time today, but his third strikeout, struck out looking back in the second. Way out in front, just trying to foul it off and crossed over the plate.
On second base, LMU, number 1, Ethan Patrick.
Brings up Ethan Patrick, who singled in the 7th to right field. Curveball, ball 1 upstairs. Late break. One 0 pitch awaiting. And way inside, ball 2. Patrick has been hit by a pitch in both games he's played in this series so far. Did not play in game 1. Well, he came in late in game 1, I should say. He walked in his 1 at bat. Hit off the end of the bat, shallow center field. That's going to be a base hit, and so runners will be on first and second. Just poking one to center, and so the inning stays alive. Paul Stephenson up next. He's 0 for 3 today with an RBI.
Number 3, Paul Stephenson.
One out in the inning, double play in order. Next pitch from Freeman is strike 1 at the top of the zone. Chinooks looking for 2 outs left. 7 hits for both teams. One has come in this inning for the Oilers, including a hit by pitch that led off the inning, Jonathan Villa. Strikeout after that from Servine, and the single up the middle for Patrick. He is 2 for 3 at the plate with a hit by pitch. Hit hard to right center field. Jess Davis going over. He's underneath it. Will make the grab. Villa not tagging there, and Jess Davis will just get it in. So 1 out away. Camden Vasquez coming back up for a 5th time around for the Oilers.
Now batting for the Oilers, left fielder from U.S.
2 outs in the inning.
Camden Vasquez.
Freeman's first pitch here. Fastball at the eye level, ball 1 to Camden Vasquez. And the pitch missing off the plate. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Banners lining the outfield wall. A beautiful field here as Coral Seymour Memorial Park. 3rd game played on it so far this season, and Chinooks have taken 2. They're trying to take a 3rd here as it's strike 1 on the inner 3rd. Good pitch from Daniel Freeman. And the 2-1 pitch is going to be poked to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Brandon Cody going to get the ball in, but it loads the bases. So the Oilers technically have out-hit the Chinooks 8-7, but it's been 4 errors in the ball game, 3 of which came in the 3rd, that has really put this game almost out of reach. There is a lot of action, and Bobby Goodlow is going to get in at bat here. Chinooks up by 8. We've seen stranger things happen. We've also seen Stranger Things, the TV show. But all the same, that's my little joke for the day here. Wyatt Wewell, my other SID, just laughing at me back here. I actually haven't seen Stranger Things, so I couldn't tell you much about it. But I've seen maybe 2 episodes. I don't count that as seeing it. And a pitch going to miss low. Bases loaded, outs at every base. Chinooks leading by 8. It's 9-1. Congratulations to the Padres for winning a game in extra innings today. Back and forth all the way, and then in the 12th inning, 5 runs. Hit hard to center field, and Jess Davis coming in on it will make the catch. So the base is stranded. It's 9-1. The final score, Chinooks win it. As Daniel Freeman able to close it out. Good wood on it by Goodlow, but it's just lined out to center. Chinooks take game 3 here on the road. We've got 2 tomorrow in the doubleheader. Start time at 5 o'clock. Tune in then. I'm Josh Salem. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in to Twitter to see the interviews after tonight's game. We're going to get 3 interviews done. It'll be the head coach, John Groth, after his recap on today's game, and then 2 players, Patty McCormick and his day at the plate as he went 2 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBIs and a walk and scored a run, as well as Zach Sundine for how he pitched in his start. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 3 hits given up, no runs, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. Thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button on YouTube and then the bell notification to let you know when we're playing games, thank you so much for listening. Josh Salem, we're closing it out. Tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock. You're listening Chinooks Baseball.